So it's occurred to me recently that if I were not to be accepted into Hogwarts, which I wasn't, I think I would go to Durmstrang. And not like that would be my choice, but I think that's the only fit there would be. This is a new revelation for me. I felt it important to share. It is the back to school season, and so everyone's like, "Oh, do you have any recommendations as like a recent college grad about my little freshman who's moving in?" And I'm like, I miss college. But I thought there are some very important book kid recommendations that you don't always think about when you're going to college because there's a lot to think about when you're going to college. Like, oh my god, how do I find food? And also, how do I make friends? So here are my recommendations for those book kids out there that are going to college for the first time. First, most important, bring books. That's given, obviously. But more specifically, always bring Harry Potter. I brought the 7th, and then by the end of my freshman year, I had all the books with me. The number of times that ABC Family does Harry Potter weekend, it's gonna inspire you to reread, so just bring it with you, at least one. Second suggestion. I understand that it's really hard to pick up a, challenging book when you're reading in college because you're also reading textbooks and you're trying to figure out how to study and you are trying to figure out how to have a social life, but also like you're trying to figure out how to get places, and it's just like a whole new world. Cue that Aladdin song. What I found was great was that if I felt like I was doing too much like serious, like hard reading or, reading that demanded a lot of my attention, I like to read some classic YA stuff. I read The Phantom Tollbooth and A Wrinkle in Time, which I hadn't read before, ever. Somehow I missed that boat. I love The Phantom Tollbooth and A Wrinkle in Time, and even His Dark Materials, which are not YA for the record. But that series, there's a lot of big concepts there where you can talk about in kind of like this academic sense, or you can just read it for fun and just go for it and feel really good about finishing a 200-something page book in a week. In college, like, oh, I'm doing something even though I cannot pass this class. I always got kind of like freaked out. I'm like, oh, well, I'm reading a YA book and like people are going to think that I'm like, a simple reader or something. That's not the case. YA books are for every single age group and you should have no shame in reading them. But what's nice about them is especially in college when you're in this kind of like suspended adolescence where, it's like the real world, but it's also not really, and so you have all these mixed things. You can make the real world less real by reading these kinds of fantastic books. Don't be afraid to read in college. Like, don't think it's not cool. Don't be like, oh, I have to be more social. Like, yeah, you should be really social because there's a lot of awesome things to do in college, and you should meet all kinds of new people and take every single opportunity that comes your way. But don't be ashamed to read. Like, I did a video a while ago about how it's okay to read in public. It's okay to read in college. Do it. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Bring a book with you. Bring a book to class. Give your brain a break because 4 years is a long time. Not long enough if you like school. But you don't want to suppress that adventurous book kid side in you just because you feel like it's not cool. Do it. Read. Because you're going to find other people who like to read too. I think they have reading days built into college. I think they should have days where it's reading days. You're not supposed to study, you're supposed to read, but that's just me. And the other recommendation I have, because I know a lot of people who would stay up until like 4 a.m. studying, get up at 6 a.m. and then continue studying, and then would do bad on a test, and they'd be like, oh, I don't know what happened. I'm like, well, because you didn't sleep. Also, you didn't give your brain a break. Give your brain a break. What I would recommend is after you're done studying and before you go to bed, don't watch TV. Don't be on your computer. Don't tumble around. Don't Facebook. Don't take selfies. Take 10 minutes and read a chapter. Read a book. Read a book before you go to bed. Because I think that was the most successful stress coping mechanism that I did in college. Don't knock it till you try it. All I'm saying. Have a good first week back. Know that I'm jealous. Know that I resent you a lot, but I'll get there. And if you're watching this video and you're like, God, I really love watching these book kid reviews. You're at college or meeting new people, tell your friends about it. All I'm saying.